Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. How about this, guys? How about this? Guys and ladies, right? Hey, we are moving up. I've been telling you for 3 weeks that support would hold. I told you for 3 weeks that support would hold. And I told you we're not going to 20K, at least in the short term, right? And we're not going to 15K. And I told you 9 reasons yesterday to be bullish right now, to be bullish before Tuesday. And what are we doing? We're moving up. We are moving up. Right before I came on, we were at 31,200, somewhere in there. So we're over 31,000. I said if we didn't go above 31,000, I would give you a 10th reason to be bullish today. But I said if we went over 31,000, I would start talking about resistances above us, right? So we're going to do the latter. And I gave those updates on crypto Twitter. So follow me on Twitter at crypto_liberal, because I provide more updates there if you're interested in following me. And hopefully I have some insights that are unique to the market and you appreciate. So follow me there. Also, please like and subscribe this video and my channel, because I'm trying to build this out and document my journey with you, and I want to share in your journey in crypto, because we're just starting out. We are so early. The future is so bright in the crypto industry, and as I've been saying, and we're going to talk about this more a little bit later, Cardano over Ethereum over Bitcoin, because we are at or near a bottom right now. That's where I put my money every Friday. I put it in Cardano and or Ethereum, because we are at or near a bottom. And it's not financial advice. You need to do what you need to do, and do your own research. But I am so pumped because frankly, I'm not listening to the fear and uncertainty and doubt out there. You got to chart your own path. And if I was listening to everybody on crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, I'd be in a fetal position, ball on the couch, crying because my portfolio's down. And instead, I'm pumped. I am pumped. So let's go. Let's look at the chart and talk about some of the things that are going on right now, this very moment, right? Okay. So here we are, all right? I drew this support line, or I extended this line, because it goes back over a year, like almost a year and a half at this point. But I extended this line on a video, and I will show you that video later, maybe tomorrow or something, on May 11th. And I said, I don't think we're going to go below this line. And look at that. We hit it a number of times. We closed right on top of it. We wicked down to it. And finally, we're starting to break out. Now, I promised a look at some resistances, right? I just drew this one here that we're at right now. I mean, we're butting up against it, because as you can see, right here, right, on May 15th, we hit it and kind of got rejected off of it. So this might be an important one to keep an eye on right now. See if we can close above it today. There's still like an hour or a couple hours left in today, but this resistance, you can go back further, right? And that's when I like to draw these lines, is when you can, it shows that it's resistance and or support more than once. And so look back here on June 26th of last year, heck, a year ago, it was providing us some support. And even over here in July of last year, it was providing us some support. Broke down about, below it just briefly here. But so, and we wicked down to it here in June and May. So this line has kind of played in for a few times in the past year. And look, you can even say we kind of came and flirted around with it here in January, when we first were breaking up, having our bull move from 10,000 to 60,000, right? So this line, right, it's like right around 31,200, has kind of been a resistance support line going back a long ass time, a year and a half, right? So I think this right where we're at right now is kind of an important level. So keep an eye on this. If we can finish at 31,200, 31,300, well, where are we at right now? 31,170. So yeah, 31,300. If we can finish there above that blue line, that's looks like where that blue line is, 31,300. If we can finish above that, 31,315 and or higher, for the day, that would be amazing. I don't think, to me, we're not out of the woods yet, right? because we can always come back down and retest that support line that I have. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen because we've been flirting with it so long. Either we're going to keep going up, or we're just going to keep traveling down that support line for the next few months. So I think we're going to keep going up. Not that we're going to all-time highs anytime soon. Don't get me wrong on Bitcoin. It's going to be a long slog, I think, to get back to new all-time highs, and I don't think it's going to happen within the next month or two, even, right? But we'll get there eventually. So, but that's just the first resistance line. Let's talk about my ultimate resistance. And over the next few days, follow and subscribe, because we're going to talk about these as we continue to move up, because I think we are. I think we're going to continue to move up. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be in the next few days. It's not going to be in a week. We're not going to hit these in the, anytime soon, but we're going to talk about my ultimate resistance line. And then there's some in between that we'll talk about in the next few days, possibly as we continue this move up. But my ultimate resistance line right now, and we'll just talk about this one real quick. Let's go back to the chart. So if you've been following me, I've only been doing these YouTube videos for 3 weeks, right? If you've been following me, I've pretty much focused on this support line because, everybody was so fearful and scared. I was trying to reassure everybody. I don't think we're going to go below this support line. Just have some faith. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to hang out at it for a little bit. I was predicting 10, 12, 13 days, but it ended up being like 22 or something. But I didn't think we're going to go below it. But if you've watched my videos, you've heard me talk about a descending channel we've been in for over a year, well over a year. So that, like I said, this red line, follow this red line, right? It goes back, we touched on it there. This is the support line. We touched on it there, and depending on how you scale this, it looks stronger as, it touches on it better. And these are kind of like general lines, right? It doesn't have to be exactly on this line because each exchange, this is the Coinbase chart, each exchange is going to be slightly different. But so you can see it, it touches here as resistance. And, this is what date are we on? August of last year. And you go back further, we blew through it there. But here, right, it served as support back in April of last year before we broke down, served as support in March of last year. After we broke through it the first time, it was resistance here. So, right, the support line goes back forever. But you also, what else goes back forever? Well, now it's going to be resistance line, right? It served as support back in a little bit too, but look at this resistance line, this descending channel we're in. See, you can see the support line down here, but this resistance line up above, right? Look at this. This is even more beautiful than the support line, if you ask me. So really, the first time let's start from the beginning, right? Let's go back to the beginning of when I have this support line or resistance line now here. Okay, so this is when we were first going up to 60, 65, or it's 61 here. That's where the candle closed because this is the daily chart. But so this is when we first went up to like 64K. Back in April of last year, right? We had a daily close at, it looks like, around 61 or 63.8. It looks like, right? 63.8. And this is where this line started serving as resistance. After we hit it, we broke down, right? And we broke down and we went down and touched the support line. But look how beautiful this channel is. It's just beautiful. So that was the first time it served as resistance. The first time we set an all-time high back in April of last year. And we went down and, this is when we just busted through because I think the leverage traders there was too many leverage traders and the big money took them out, right? And that's why I say don't leverage trade. Don't leverage trade, right? Don't leverage trade. I've said this repeatedly on my videos. If you leverage trade, there's people on these exchanges that have more money than you, they have more time than you, they have higher risk tolerance than you, and they have better tools than you. They will take your money. So don't listen to these influencers who say go down and click my link and you get a $3,000 bonus and everybody's happy and you get free money, and they will take your money. Don't leverage trade. Play for the long haul. DCA in, right? We're going to do that in a little bit, but DCA in and you will be a winner, right? Do not give them the opportunity to take your hard-earned money. So let's go back, right? Go back to that chart. because this is such a beautiful channel. So it served as resistance at our first all-time high around 65,000, right? So we broke down, and once we broke below that support line down below, it took us a while to get back up, but we finally got back in the channel here, right? And now that support line serving as support, and okay, so now we're back on the resistance line, and now it's served as resistance here, right? When we first started going back to those new all-time highs. And this was in October of last year. So it served as resistance for 3-4 days here. And then finally we broke through, and everybody was like, this is when everybody's telling you 100,000's coming, 100,000's coming, right? And so it didn't quite work out that way. We got up to 69,000 up here, but we came back down. This resistance line is now serving as, what do you know, support, right? You can't make this up. So, right, it served as support here for a few days in November of last year, right? Everybody's thinking, okay, we still have a chance at 100K by the end of the year. You know the influencers I'm talking about, right? They're promising you 100K by Christmas. And I never thought that was going to happen, but it's just me. Anyway, so but this resistance line served as support back in November of last year. And it came down, touched it, we went back up a little bit, but then we broke through finally, right? Broke through. And this was our next big liquidation day right here, December 4th. I remember that day. I lost money I lost a lot of money that day. But anyway, so we broke down, but look at this. We came back up after we had that big liquidation event, and we all of a sudden are touching that line again. It's resistance. This is the Christmas miracle right here, right? Perfect touches around Christmas. 4 days, we touched this, served as resistance, and then we broke down again, and down we go, where we touched the support line, and it served as support, and we come back up, and look at, beautiful. Look at this, like 7 days around in April. Look at that. This is before we broke down this last time. Look at that, a perfect resistance again, before we broke down to where we are today, right? So we broke down to where we are today, and now that resistance line, if we were to go straight up, right, because it's coming down, if we were to go to straight up tomorrow, it's at 44,700, right? 44,700. That's obviously not going to happen. I mean, you could possibly see this. I'm going to have to extend this line out, but you could maybe see Bitcoin coming up here, and meeting this line maybe somewhere over, I don't know, way out here, right? Somewhere like way out here, and all of a sudden that line's at 40,000, say. That's way impossible to predict right now. If anybody's telling you they can predict where Bitcoin is going, tomorrow even, I'm right more than I'm wrong. I'll just say that, but I'm wrong plenty. So don't take what I say as gospel. Don't take what anybody says as gospel. But if they're telling you in 3 months we're going to be here, 6 months we're going to be here, don't believe it, right? But I can see that resistance line, that line again. It's going to serve as resistance at some point in the future. I can see that you can tell by just look at that line. It will serve as resistance some point in the future. When? I don't know. If it's 6 months from now, maybe it's at 35,000. I have to draw out that line to find out where it would be. It's not worth doing right now. We have to get up there first. But so if it shot up there tomorrow, it will serve as resistance at 44. It will, but it's not going to happen. So we just have to play it by ear and figure out where it's going to be when we get up to that point. And again, I'm not saying we're just going to keep moving up until we hit that line. There's going to be resistances in between, and we will discuss those in future videos. So like, subscribe, follow me, because we will talk about them as we move up. But that line, this channel we're in, it exists. And nobody on crypto Twitter and nobody on crypto YouTube is talking about it. But it's there. It is there. And I've showed you how perfect it is. It's just beautiful. And I don't understand why nobody else is talking about it. But we're in it. We're in that channel. So those lines are going to come into play whether we're going down or we're going up. And eventually that channel will break. I don't know when, and I don't know, exactly in what direction. My inclination is it's going to break to the upside at some point, and we are going to go to all new all-time highs, and those 100Ks are going to hit for Bitcoin, and 150,000, right? It's going to happen at some point. I don't know when, and we just have to play it by ear. But so follow, like, subscribe, the channel because we'll talk about that as we move along in this channel. But we're still in the channel. And as long as we're in the channel, I'm saying we're not going to 20K and we're not going to 22K. And so let's just touch on that one more time because I brought this up in several videos and I know there's new people watching me every day, but if you follow people on crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube, you know everybody's talking about this 200-week moving average. That's, I think, right now around 21.5, 22, somewhere in there, right? Everybody's saying we're going to go down and hit it. We're going to go down and hit it. That's the bottom. Everything's going to be great. I have all my buy orders there. I have $500,000 waiting to be bought there. And when it hits that, we're going to move up to $1 million, right? I mean that's kind of an exaggeration, but that's kind of what everybody's saying. More than one. I check in with various people and to see what they're saying because that provides me with kind of some fuel from the direction I want to take, right? And when everybody's saying something, right, I tell you not to leverage trade because the big money will take your money. Well, it's the same thing when everybody says I have a buy at $22,000. If 80% of the community is saying that, they are not going to let that happen. The big money will not let that happen. They are not going to just say, okay, well, we're going to let everybody get away with the best price possible and then run it to $1 million and so everybody can get rich. That's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that, right? So either we don't go to those levels, which is my operating, hypothesis at this point, that we're not going to get down to that 22,000. I might be wrong, or we're going to go to 22,000, and then we're going to go to 20,000, and then we're going to go to 18,000, and then not until those people that 80% of the community that is going to buy at 22,000, not until they feel sufficient pain, and a lot of them drop out, will the market reverse. Now, do your own research, but I know which one I'm operating under. To me, I think there's too much fuel in the from institutions and retail that if it got that low, there's no way I just don't see right now, to me, unless there's some just black swan event, like Russia nukes Ukraine or something. I just don't see us getting down to 15,000, 14,000. I know there's people. I saw somebody today. I'm not going to name names. I saw somebody today saying 14,000 is in the cards and it's coming, and I just don't see it. So that's my operating hypotheses right now. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is, how about that rumor innuendo that we talked about? My reason number 5 to be bullish right now, because before Tuesday, before tomorrow morning, before the stock market opens, right? I kind of keep an eye on things on like the stock market because they can give you little hints of what's happening in crypto if you follow the right pieces, right? And when I saw on Friday Coinbase up 8%, Voyager Digital up 8%, the volume on Coinbase was outrageous. To me, I'm thinking, why are people buying it so? I mean, they're just desperate to get in, right? The volume was 50% higher than on a normal day. Why are people so desperate to get in on Coinbase in advance of a long weekend? Do they know something? And I was just speculating, right? I was just guessing, but and I was trying to start my own rumor and innuendo, and I don't have enough followers to light that rumor afire and get it spread across the whole planet. But I saw something, right? And it made me wonder, why are people so desperate? Why are people so desperate to get in on Coinbase and Voyager Digital on a Friday when crypto has just done nothing and was actually going down on Friday? To me, it kind of hinted at something. Well, here's our hint, right? I mean, what are we at right now? We are at 31.2, right? 31,250. And when I made my video on Friday and Coinbase and pointing out Coinbase and Voyager Digital were up 8% each, we're at 31,250. I think when I made my video on Friday, I think we were about 28.4. We're $3,000, more than 10% higher. Coinbase and Voyager were up 8%, right? Seems like something's there. So follow me on Twitter at crypto_liberal. Follow and subscribe to my channel. These are some of the things that I like to bring to the journey, right? We're in this together. And if you see something, put it in the comments below, because I'm always fishing and digging and trying to find new things to bring to the channel and to share with you. And if you have something to share, I would love to see it. So do that. Now to my next hypothesis. Every Monday, right? Every Monday, I have a hypothesis that Cardano, if new money invested today, right? And if you're new to the channel, I've been saying this for the 3 weeks I've been on here. We are at or near a bottom, right? At or near a bottom. When you're at or near a bottom, you want to put your new money, dollar cost average, into projects that will increase the most when we're far from the bottom, right? Makes sense. And my hypothesis and my own game plan, what I do every week is I put new money into Cardano first. Next, I would put it in Ethereum, and next I put it into Bitcoin. I'm not invested in 30 things. I really have 3 things, and I dabble in some other things that I'll probably never talk about, right? Except like Coinbase and Voyager Digital, which I have some stocks. But so my hypothesis is, if you're at or near a bottom, you put the money in today, Cardano over Ethereum over Bitcoin, in that order. And we've been doing it 3 weeks. So we've been doing it 3 weeks, and as I've said, honestly on the channel, if the crypto dips further, Cardano and Ethereum are going to dip harder than Bitcoin, and that's proven out in the last 3 weeks, right? I said we're at or near a bottom. I didn't say we're at the bottom, and so I went in fully aware that we could dip further, and we have. So Cardano and Ethereum have taken a little bit of a hit. So let's look at where we're at today, right? This is where we're at. Bitcoin, we've done it for 3 weeks, $100 in each of these every week. Bitcoin's at 311, so we made 11 bucks. But as you can see, ADA is down 13 bucks. That's not bad. It was a lot worse yesterday. And ETH is at 279. And that was a lot worse yesterday. And to be honest, Bitcoin was a lot worse yesterday. But look at this. I mean, on an up day, right? I mean, ADA's kicking everybody's butt. So it goes along with my theory, right? If a bull market is coming, I want to be in ADA, and that's kind of shows it right there. And one day doesn't mean jack. So it's just me, puffing out my chest a little bit. But one day doesn't mean jack, but it kind of is evidence of what I'm trying to prove here, right? So this is my hypothesis: Cardano over Ethereum over ADA, ADA over Ethereum over Bitcoin. So today we're gonna put $100 more in, and now this is fictional money. I put my own money in Friday, and like I said, I'm not putting any new money into Bitcoin now. I put my new money in Friday. I put it in ADA and I put it in Ethereum. This past Friday I put some in ADA because it was down so much. And I wish for this little experiment we were putting the money in yesterday, because ADA was way down. But we do it every Monday. So here we are, Monday. So here we're going to put new money in today. And for the channel, we are putting in $100 into Bitcoin at $31,152.96. $100 into Ethereum at $1938.97. And $100 into Cardano at 54.5435 cents, right? $100 into each. I will update those figures on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter at crypto_liberal, and I will put out how much we have of each of those coins, and we're going to keep tracking it. And remember, I'm not saying ADA is going to outpace Ethereum and Bitcoin by next week, right? I've always said since day one, it will be by the end of the year. Your return on investment on ADA will outpace Ethereum, and your returns on ADA and Ethereum will outpace Bitcoin by the end of the year, a year from when we started our little experiment, I should say, and 5 years from when we started our little experiment. So that's my hypothesis, and that's what I'm sticking to. Anyway, this is an exciting day. Don't you just feel it? When you draw a support line like that and it holds, don't you just get pumped? And I hope you're feeling pumped, because that support line was beautiful. And when you draw it in advance of it holding for 22 days, whatever we were on, it just pumps me up. Pumps me up. I'm so excited. Anyway, I'm not saying we're never gonna violate it, right? Hey, maybe that guy on YouTube saying we're going to 14K, maybe he'll be right in the end, and I'll come on and say I was wrong. That's why you do your own research. This is not financial advice. Don't listen to anybody on YouTube, including me. And I will admit my mistakes, but that wasn't one, right? Yet, at least. It was beautiful. I just love it. So anyway, thank you for watching. Follow me, like, subscribe, give me some comments. Let's do this together. Let's make some money, right? Let's bank some sats and ADAs and ETHs, and the future is bright, and I'm so excited to share this journey with you. Anyway, that's it. My name is Mike. I hate it when my camera does that to me. The big off stage right, whatever that is. Anyway, my name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Love and peace to everyone. Ban the guns.